Hey, friends, how are you? I hope you're doing great. You deserve it. I'd like to talk today about those times when nothing goes right, everything goes wrong. All the luck you have is bad. Because we kind of had one of those this week. We had a plan to go to Washington State to our granddaughter's baptism, which was really important to us, and then spend some time camping in the Happy Van on the Puget Sound. And we're really looking forward to it. Planned it out really well.
Oh no! Oh no!
The mechanic did not get the new natural gas tank installed as promised. We got a late start. We hit a headwind coming in through the Mojave Desert. And then on Highway 99 in California, 4 miles from a station, we ran out of fuel. Our emergency roadside assistance did not come through, and we sat on the side of the freeway for 5 hours. And our vacation plans went down the drain. Because of our natural gas epic fail, we could not make it to Washington, so we spent a couple of days in this beautiful campground on the Sacramento River, and the next day visited Old Sacramento, where I proceeded to walk down the boardwalk and didn't see a step and injured my Achilles tendon. In the evening of the next day, I could walk enough to go into the Sacramento River to do some fishing. I spent 3 hours in the cold water, lost a $10 lure, and didn't even get a bite. After driving for over 10 hours the next day and being totally exhausted, we arrived home to find our perfectly good television totally dead. The next day, we decided to try and salvage some of our vacation and go camping in the mountains near our home. But on the way, we ran out of fuel. Once we got into the mountains, we decided to go fishing again and try see if we had better luck. We fished from the shore, and we watched this boat pass by us, and every time he passed by, he'd catch a fish. We never got a bite.
I'm sure, my friends, that none of you have ever had that situation where everything goes wrong. But you probably know somebody who has, so please pass on this information about Seek Wellbeing. I got to tell you, though, the first thing is if you feel like you're in one of these situations, don't stop and make a list of everything that has gone wrong. See, that's what I had to do in preparation for this video. I made a list of everything that went wrong to try and make it very convincing. Well, that was depressing. So don't focus on the things that went wrong. Don't make a list saying, oh, see how bad it was? Took me a couple of days to recover from that. Here's a tip that might actually help you out. Kathy and I have added to our nighttime routine before we go to bed a few minutes where we just talk about what went well today. We just list the things that were good. So we go to sleep at night feeling good about the day. You might want to try that. We find it very helpful. One of the things that happens with me when I have a series of unfortunate events is I begin to think that, the whole world's out to get me, or there's something wrong with me, or God is punishing me. But, that's just not true. I want you to know that. That's not true. Everybody has unfortunate events. Now, some of us who have mental health issues or mental illness, our mind just focuses on the bad things. So you have to stop and think about the good things. For example, we ran out of fuel 2 times in a week's period. But you know what? We filled up our tank probably a dozen times during that period because we were traveling. So that means there was 10 times when we didn't run out of fuel. So thinking, oh, I always make these mistakes, I always run out of fuel. See how unreasonable that is? We don't always run out of fuel. We just had an unfortunate situation. Normally, being broke down on the side of the freeway would just be catastrophic. And I would be totally angry and depressed. But actually, I handled this situation better than usual. We had some fun sitting on the side of the highway. Every once in a while, somebody would beep at us, and because we're in the happy van, we had the ice chest and we had lunch on the side of the freeway, and we spent some time taking some pictures and looking at the scenery. And we actually discovered from where we were at, we kept seeing these birds and kind of swamp in the background. And we found this great preserve after we got our fuel, and we had a great time. So, bad things don't need to end your day.
So let's look at just a few great things that happened on our vacation. We actually went to the location where the Humphrey the Humpback Whale story began. It was exciting. Kathy wasn't even sure it was real, but we saw that it was real. And then when I couldn't walk, we went on a ride in the country, down this country road that was just beautiful. It was just so relaxing and enjoyable. And we saw amber waves of grain.
Dispersed camping in this beautiful, beautiful area in the mountains. And
we caught some fish. And we had tasty, yummy trout fresh for dinner. So remember, friends, things are never quite as bad as they seem. And good times are just around the corner. Hey, I could really use your help. If we can get to 100 subscribers, then we can have a URL that's easy for people to find Seek Wellbeing, and that will help with promotion. So please subscribe and share, and take care of yourself.